So you go through, and you start smashing. You can block. You can block. You're safe. It's like Janemba's counter. If it makes contact with a projectile, you're safe for the whole recovery. So if you can react to something, you can always safely get around the screen. So you react to the assist. Broly thinks he's really nice. He waited for it. He starts mashing buttons, takes his turn, maybe goes for a command grab. And you do that. And now, their assist is dead. You earned that. Hey, it's me from the future, after everything else in this video was already recorded. I just want to really quickly make the point that this is day like -1 of Ultra Instinct Goku being released. So please don't take this guide as like all there is to the character. No one knows everything there is to know about this character yet. There is so much room to improve. There's no way that any one person has covered everything there is to cover with this character. So just please keep that in mind. This is a bunch of stuff that we could figure out in a single like 5-hour live stream. In fact, we were taking notes. But yeah, in 5 hours, there's no way we're gonna cover everything. So just use this as a starting point for picking up the character or learning what he's doing so you can fight against him better. Don't treat this as all there is to know. We're gonna have a lot to explore and a lot to improve with. But I do think that for picking up the character, this is a great place to start. I just want to encourage you to go into training mode and lab stuff for yourself as well. Try to be creative, see what you can find. I don't have everything figured out yet. I have a lot of stuff figured out, but not everything. With that out of the way, I really hope this helps. We'll do a full 100% Ultra Instinct Goku 101 guide at some point in the future, so please look forward to that as well. Let me grab a whiteboard. I'm gonna write down some bullet points and we can kind of do like a little session of what we know so far. All right, backup plan. Couldn't get a marker, but I have a Staples notepad. So I think what we're gonna do now, let's kind of just recap and show what we've kind of labbed at the moment. Again, we're not gonna actually focus on combos at the moment. I don't want to worry about that. I don't know. I'm not gonna worry about optimizing combos. That's a rabbit hole that just wastes your time. Someone will find something better anyway. Ultra Instinct Goku. We have found some decent stuff with him. He's super good, I think. I don't know where he's gonna end up long term, but this character has so much stuff. I cannot keep track of all of it, to be perfectly honest. Legitimately too much stuff. He has counters. He has counters with supers. So this is his quarter circle forward H+S. Solid damage on that. That's only a level 1 and it just tracks. So if he makes contact with something, he gets you. You can vanish to save yourself if you're far away. So they would be able to probably save themselves with vanish here, but you could just 2H him back. Yeah, so you can save yourself from the super. Actually either teleport, but then he just counters your counter. So tons of options here. Mix-up seems good. He's got a low 2L with good frame data on it. It's only -4, so it is safe on block. Should be able to stagger well. 5L is punishable on block, but the cancel window is enormous. So you have all the time in the world to pretty much do whatever you want. Cancel into stuff, delay frame trap. In fact, it has so much block stun that if we set him to guard first only, it seems actually pretty difficult to get a true block string. Like I had to delay that so much. I can delay this quite a bit and still have a true block string, so. I don't know if this is a good thing or a bad thing in the end. It reminds me of Bardock's 5L where he just has a ton of block stun on it compared to other ones. Oh yeah, and let's not forget about him just walking, goes through projectiles. The only thing here is that we thought this was gonna be broken, but let's just record Broly doing like, you know, a few key blasts and then blocking. We're not gonna be able to actually punish him. So we walk through this, we gotta wait for it to finish, and we don't really have anything that's gonna punish in time. At least with Broly. He recovers really quick from his key blast. Maybe other characters can get punished this way, but I don't know about it. And his 6H, his forward heavy, is really good here. You can just react to their projectiles, go right through it, puts you behind them, and you will get a punish here. They can vanish though, so keep that in mind. Oh yeah, so a really common thing, especially with characters like Broly who have really good Ki Blast, they will call their Ki Blast, call their Beam Assist, and just run up and take their turn. And since he's got command grabs, it's amazing. But we can see his projectiles and just be like, alright, well, we're behind you now. That's great. The counter doesn't actually have a follow-up, it just puts you behind them. You can get a punish if they're still recovering from the Ki Blast. And if they happen to do this thing where they call their assist at the same time, now you're getting Happy Birthday, which is fantastic. And that's a deaf character. There is one extra thing about his 6 heavy that seems really nice. It's invul until he's finished recovering. So what we did is we recorded an assist and then a bunch of mashing. So once we teleport through the assist, he will start attacking us. And we will be able to block, which is pretty good. And you can challenge with your counter super, or he has an actual DP. That move. And again, the really crazy thing here is that I can see a lot of times where his DP gets a Happy Birthday. It keeps the launcher after. So what we're gonna see here is essentially a dead assist. Goku seems to have pretty good buttons. His 5M is okay sized. Pretty far, the second hit's a low, he's got a low 2L. His 5L is pretty big, to be perfectly honest. Like it's bigger than it looks even. Definitely pretty solid. 5H is okay. His 2H is very difficult to punish on block. So like let's set Zamasu to counterattack with an H. Can't actually punish it. It's kind of wild. And you have all of your cancel options available, so you can be a jerk and try to alley-oop somebody. Like if you mash, you might end up taking yourself out of the corner on accident. Oh my god, what? I think we just found a discovery. I think he might be a Bardock kind of guy. His auto combo seems good. Yeah, so he's got an excellent auto combo as well. His air buttons seem pretty solid. First thing to check with air buttons is always like, can I hit super dash with it? And then along with him having all these counters, it means he, in addition to having a 2H to anti-air with, and having a jump L to air with, he also should have supers. So obviously, if you have an air level 3, that's a good option, but he doesn't even have to use this. He can use air level 1, which is a counter. I don't think they're going to be able to do anything with it to protect themselves. Pretty good damage, only 1 bar. Really easy. If you can't do the jump L, this is probably the next best thing. And you can, of course, cancel into other level 1s. So he also has projectiles, beams. I don't know how useful these are going to be perfectly honest. At the very least, we know that his Ki Blast is a true block string into vanish. So that's going to be a good way to get in sometimes. Beams are going to be a true block string into vanish. He can do them in the air and on the ground. The only thing is the air Ki Blast just seems really awkward. You have landing recovery too, it's probably gonna be really easy to hit. And it hits really high off the, like really high, right? Like I'm barely off the ground, I can't hit a croucher. So I think this is gonna miss a lot. Finally, the back on the ground, the regular Ki Blast. If it does hit them, if the Ki Blast does hit them, it gets all these extra hits and it's really easy to confirm with vanish. By the way, his auto combo side switches again, so if you take him out of the corner with the vanish, you can always put him back in. And on a regular block, it's just a 1 hit. So it's really easy to know whether you need to actually vanish. Like if you don't want to commit to the vanish no matter what, then this is a good option. Just let it rock. It's only -5 too, so it's actually safe on block, even up close. As for the beams, they seem okay. Like it does seem to hit the whole ground if you do it on the ground. So even though it's angled down, it's about the same as any other grounded beam, like Goku's hits the whole ground across the whole stage. It just hits a little bit higher than Ultra Instinct Goku's. But he has the option of also going backwards with it. So quarter circle back is backwards, quarter circle forward is forwards. And the first thought I had was, could we like, you know, juke someone, where we like go over for like a cross-up overhead. Which, by the way, he's good at that too. With jump M, super good for it. Even point blank with the opponent, you'll be able to reach with the jump M, so that's super good. But it doesn't seem like we can go back to the other side with the beam. That's a shame. It would have been really cool. But he has a ton of other mix-ups, so it doesn't really seem to matter. And of course, you can do it in the air too. Dude, I can just imagine this character. I'm sure you could probably stay in the air like a whole minute if you got your timing right with this. Oh, one last thing. This is his 6S. I'm not entirely sure what this is for yet. It's actually punishable between the first hit and the second hit, but you can cancel into whatever you want. So I think it's just one extra tool for frame trapping. And in combos, it seems pretty solid too. So you can, you know, do something like that. Let's go through his specials really fast. So he's got this flip, quarter circle back into L, M, or H. The medium version is a side switch into command grab. The light version is just a hop into same side. But the really silly thing about this is it is +3 on block. So you're gonna see this used a lot the way that Bardock uses his gut punch. Like, yes, this is slow, yes, this is reactable, yes, you could reflect this if you're looking for it, but you probably aren't going to be looking for everything all at once. And it looks really similar to the command grab. You can also hold it, so if you hold L while you're doing it, he feints it, and you can cancel into the command grab after that, or another overhead. Well, it's not actually an overhead, another same side thing. I don't know what we're going to call that. Or you can cross up real fast with the beam. So lots of options here. I think what we're gonna see down the road, assuming if you have an assist with enough blocks on, you're gonna hit a button, call your assist, and then you're gonna set this up. So you'll hold the button, and after you feint it, you'll probably stay same side. Oops. You could stay same side, you could go for command grab, and if you're in the corner, you actually get a combo from this. Although I'm bad, so let's try that again. I have no idea what people are going to do with this down the road. So let's actually go on to how this is used for combos really quick. I think this makes extending with him super easy. So he teleports down to the ground and gets it to work pretty much no matter what. You will be able to get this to work as long as you've launched somehow. And then you can extend with an assist and get whatever you want. So this means you can probably extend with most assists really easily, whether you're mid-screen or in the corner. So let's just do that. Kind of screwed that up there. I might need to dash a bit farther and hit 5M with Bardock there, but you get the idea. But it definitely makes extending combos with whatever assists you have a lot easier. Like, I literally have no idea what I'm doing right now, and we're still able to make combos just work. And then, of course, there's a heavy version. Seems to just kind of keep him on the ground. You have all the time in the world to pick it up. So what we have recorded here is a safe jump. All right, so he does have a DP. It's this move. But a safe jump should beat that. Like so. So then we're going to get bodied because Zamasu's going to explode us in the corner. The counter has frame 1 guard point, or catch, or whatever. It's like Cooler's level 3. So safe jumps don't work against it. If they call out your safe jump with that move, you get hit. Oh yeah, he also has a level 2 super, so if you hold level 1, you can spend another bar, get some extra damage. The level 1 does pretty low damage on its own. I think it's only like 750, so it's the same as Piccolo's. But honestly, 750 isn't that bad. And it works in the air, so you'll always be able to get it to work at some point in the combo. Oh yeah, also, even if you hit them with just a super dash, he should always get a sliding knockdown. The medium version of his core circle forward, always sliding knockdowns, which is super good. Quality of life, pretty much any hit you get should lead into a sliding knockdown. So his assists they seem pretty solid. His A assist in particular seems super good. So first of all, I haven't actually checked this yet. I want to know if it is invul. I think I know how we can test this better. Let's just do a beam. So a beam is going to be really obvious. Yeah, the beam was like super active through him already. So he has an invul. It's his DP essentially, his Dragon Punch. So his reversal is his assist. It's 25 frames of block stun, I think is what we saw earlier, which is super good. And look how much his stun is on it. Look how much time you have to convert this. It's like Bardock's B assist if it just popped them super high. And it's also really quick and really big. It is 85 frames of hit stun. This is probably like ridiculously good for... It's gotta be ridiculously good for getting Dragon Rush enders. Let's actually try that out right now. Let's do just a baby combo with Goku here. Super baby combo. You gotta be kidding me, man. Like, look at that. That's insane. That's the laziest thing I could have done. It's literally like land, super jump, wait like 2 seconds, Dragon Rush. It just works. So the assist also like hits the sky. It's slower the higher up it goes. So like, let's take a look at if you're in the corner and you're one of those characters that can't like knock down with a jump H, it's probably good because it'll pop them back up. So this assist seems really good for combos, for a bunch of stuff. Again, it's invul, so I imagine we're gonna see a lot of like super dash plus assist with it. And then you have like literally like 5 seconds to convert it. All right, so let's talk about not necessarily mix-ups, but it seems like he has a ton of side switch options. So auto combo, side switches. So if your back's to the corner and you get the hit, you know, hey, let's not have our back to the corner anymore, right? He also has this move, his square circle forward L. It does side switch as well, but it's not really realistic to combo off of. The really good thing about this move is that it's only -2 on block, and it's pretty quick. You can do this, call your assist, and now you have crossed them up and you're only -2 plus all of the frame advantage of your assist. It's really easy to set up being really plus with this. And because he puts them, you know, in the corner, if you had a like really high block stun assist, you could do something like, you know, fake out same side, or that actually would put you back out of the corner. And another weird thing about it seems to be that if you're calling a really fast assist after you use it, like I have them set to guard random, right? So I'm calling my assist every time. The assist won't come out if I get the hit, because it won't let you call the assist while the animation's going on. So you will save your assist if you didn't need it. So generally, if you use this in a block string to set up an assist, you're probably gonna frame trap with it. So let's set them guard to first only, right? Or let's set them to counterattack with light. Yeah, and it beat the 5L that Goku Black tried to do. As long as you don't call your assist too soon, you won't waste the assist, which is pretty good. And we get the sliding knockdown, pretty good, pretty good. And then as far as cross-ups for mix-ups go, first of all, again, remember the light one is +3 on block, which is just ridiculous, so really good way to just reset pressure and help get time to get your assist back. But if you hold it, then you have access to the command grab if you hit medium, another same side flip. You can, you know, if you hit key blast at any point, you will cross up with that. And you have access to the heavy version as well, although I'm not really sure what to do with that. It has a lot of... I thought it would be to get high-low mix-up. Like if you paired this with an assist, right? Maybe you could set up overhead, but the thing is the low, you have so much landing recovery, it's not a mix-up. But yeah, it just seems like he has so many options for mix-up. He could just go right for command grab. He could go right for same side +3 on block. He could feint and then go for cross-up command grab. You know, he could feint and then go for beam, which again is a true block string into vanish, so now you get your turn back, whatever. You could save an assist for while you do that. I don't think you can actually cross up with the beams if you don't feint the flip first, but it's just such a damn good option. And if you do the medium version, the medium lets you flip multiple times, so you can just start right with the flip, go for cross up, flip, go for +3 on block, which would set up cross up, double flip into triple cross up. You know, it's just, there's too much here. I have no idea what people are going to do with it, but the options are there. What are we missing here? We kind of covered command grab. It's, you know, obviously it's reactable, but there's so many other things he can do that look like it. Can you 2H the flips? Yes, you can 2H the flip. 2H, right? So Goku Black is going to 2H, and because this is airborne, you can anti-air it. But I don't think you're going to react with a 2H. I think you're going to guess with a 2H. And, not to mention, depending on when you time your 2H, you might not get the cross-up. You might not beat the cross-up, so... You know, I think calling this out with a 2H is going to be difficult and probably really risky. And then, another good use for this move seems to be that we can cover a lot of options on Oki. So I think what we could do, after we get a sliding knockdown, maybe what we could do is air dash, do this move right off the ground, right? And then at the same time, we could call our assists and take our turn. Gonna do a baby combo just to save some time here. Use your assist, lock him down. Just because of how much space this takes up, you can pretty much cover up tech and down tech at pretty much the exact same time. Seems good to me. As far as issues he might have, he doesn't have a standard Ki Blast, but the Ki Blast he has is like Jiren and Adult Gohan's Ki Blast, but like on drugs. Like, look how good this is. Look how big this is. And it's super easy to convert on hit, like we were talking about earlier. Multiple hits if it does connect. But again, not having a traditional Ki Blast might be something that turns some people away from him. But I think we're going to see a lot of people playing this character. He's just really cool. There's a lot of ways you can try to play him. I think you could play him really rushdown. Obviously, he has all the stuff you want in a rushdown character. He's got low 2L. He's got an excellent cross-up. Obviously, Dragon Rush is always there. Obviously, he's got 6M. Obviously, he has same side Super Dash. But then he also has +3 on block flip that looks just like a cross-up command grab, that looks just like, you know, cross-up beam, whatever, you know, tons of options here. I'm really struggling to see what the downsides of him are. Oh yeah, we didn't cover the rest of his assists. He still has a beam assist, but it's kind of slow and it puts him really far out there, so I think he's going to get hit out of this a lot. And then his last is a, like all C assists, it is a tracking assist with a easy conversion on it, so, you know, pop him down, kind of ground bounce, all the time in the world to pick that up. The good thing about it, like a few other ones, like I think Bardock's is this way, I think Vegito's is this way, it tracks to any height. Super easy to use, but I wouldn't choose it over the A assist. I think the A assist is so easy to extend combos with already that I don't really see a point in having this. It's only 25 frames of block stun. 25 frames is the same amount we had on his A assist, so, you know. Personally, I think the A assist is what we're going to see the most use of, especially since it just looks like Jam Session from Marvel vs. Capcom. Alright, I wonder if I missed anything. But yeah, so these moves seem to be invincible for a very short amount at the very end, but they have so much windup that more often than not, this doesn't actually end up being useful. So, like, if I were to try to react to his Ki Blast, this doesn't work. I have to do it really preemptively, so I wait for the Ki Blast to come out, it's not going to happen. So it's a pretty risky call out in my opinion. But the good news is, at the very least, it's only -2. What is my overall first impression? I think he's very good. The best thing about playing this character, or the best thing we're gonna see about him in my opinion, for me personally, is that I think everyone who plays him is gonna play him differently. So he has all the tools to be a gorilla. Like, he has Bardock's auto combo, you know? He's got Bardock's auto combo, he has pretty big buttons, really ginormous Ki Blast that's true block string into vanish, beams, true block string into vanish. He's got counters, and everyone uses counters differently. Some people just want to, you know, throw them out all the time and just risk it, you know, like I don't care if it works or not, I'm just gonna throw it out there because I feel good to throw it out, you know, you can do that. But for the kind of people that want to play reactionary, he has all the stuff you want for that. React to Super Dash with jab, although I'm messing it up. Hitting this too late now, I was hitting it too early before, there we go. So you can react to Super Dash with jab, or counter super, Or obviously if he's on the ground, he can just 2H. He can react to key blasts with a 6H and get an actual punish, which is just crazy. If you gave this character to like 4 or 5 top players, they would all play differently. You could just be given random footage of a strong Ultra Instinct Goku player. You could be told whether it's Sonic Fox, Goichi, Matoi, Wawa, Shanks, and like, okay, which one is it? Can you guess? And you probably could, because you'd probably see, you know, like Sonic Fox or Wawa just like running people over on offense with, you know, all the random stuff he has available. And you'd probably see Goichi playing super reactionary to everything, countering a bunch of stuff, walking through key blasts, you know, countering key blasts, probably managing whether he wants to counter someone's assist or not, or whether he wants to just avoid it this time. You know, you'd be able to see someone playing this character at a top level and be like, yep, that's insert person here. Where with Bardock, or like, what's a good example? Like GT Goku. If you just showed me a random GT Goku from last season, footage of a random person in top 8 playing him, and you didn't show me what the rest of the team was, I wouldn't be able to tell you who was playing him. I think you're gonna see a lot of diversity with this character. I think he's gonna be, one, really good, and I think he really lets you develop the character however you want to. There's a bunch of stuff here that we didn't talk about just because, even though we know a little bit about it, we don't know nearly enough.